Now, the Municipality is urging some Pinetown residents to boil their water before drinking it. It follows tests that found problems with the quality. Technicians have isolated a reservoir and a team is flushing out the pipes. ENC's Mangoba Mkhunu is in the area to find out when the water will be safe to drink. Good morning, Mangoba. What exactly, firstly, is the problem with the quality of the water in Pinetown?
Well, at this particular point, what we do understand, Fundo, is that the water that seemingly is coming out of the taps, it has a rather unpleasant smell, according to the residents that we've spoken to. But, of course, you recall that this is an area that has had water challenges. We understand that for the past 4 months, about 4 months ago, Fundo, that's when residents here had started seeing water problems in this particular area, but it was exacerbated by the floods that wreaked havoc in this particular area. So what residents are telling us is that, of course, when they opened the taps, you recall that they haven't had water for some time, but when the water was restored, Fundo, when they opened the taps, that water that comes out seemingly is dirty water, it seemingly is murky at sometimes, and it's also very smelly. So what we understand at this particular point is that there have been quite a number of residents that have fallen sick due to this particular issue. But let me speak to one of the residents here, Pemisha Chetty, just to get a sense from her. Pemisha, what is the situation like? Just first of all, just paint a picture of what exactly this water is like.
It's dirty, it's smelly, it smells horrible. It literally smells like sewage water. They have advised the people to boil the water before consuming it, but you cannot boil the water before consuming it. It's stinking. How do you boil that water and then consume it? People in the area have drank the water unknowingly because they were not aware that the water was contaminated. A lot of residents are sick. Kids are sick. Kids came home early from school because they are sick. Schools are closing early because the water is contaminated. So it's hectic because where do old people get the money right now to go to the doctor? And then if they're suffering with diarrhea and vomiting and stomach cramps and aches, how do they sit in the clinics to get free health care services if they don't have them? They cannot sit because they are strengthless because of the diarrhea and the vomiting. So it's a challenge because I had requested for a mobile outreach clinic to come into the area to assist the people, but nothing of that sort has happened. So we don't know where to go from here as residents because we even haven't had a feedback from the municipality as to exactly what is it that they found in the water.
I know that you're on a WhatsApp group from this community. How many people are we talking about that you're saying are sick?
A lot. If I can tell you, I think it's every second household that they have got sick people in the houses right now. Because if you walk down this road alone, I can show you, I can take you to houses where people are sick right now.
Okay, we'll get to those houses just now. But in terms of the water issue, I know that you've been struggling for water in this community. In fact, the last time I think I spoke to you, you were by the river, Umlazi River, trying to get water from there. How is the water situation here?
The situation of the water is really, really bad because we don't get water all the time. We get it sporadically, but it's like we get it at midnight. Then it closes at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. How do we have to go to work the next day. We must get up at midnight to fill up our containers. It takes time because the water is not coming out at full pressure. It's coming out very low. So it takes time. It takes up to 3 to 4 hours to fill up all those containers. And then by the time it's morning, we have to go to work. We cannot go back to sleep.
And this is the same water that's dirty?
It's the same. Before this, with the water to come back, it was fine. The water started getting dirty from a week ago now. So when we did realize the water was dirty from last week Thursday, I suppose it could have got contaminated a few days before that. We only realized it by Thursday. So people by then had already drank the water. They had cooked food with the water. So people are sick from that. And so we don't have tankers coming into the area. We request tankers. They don't come out. They say us to get in contact with the councillor. We try to get in contact with the councillor. We can't get his number doesn't ring anymore. So who do we contact to get?
So where are you getting water now? Let me just understand. If you're saying that you don't have water and there are no water tankers coming here, so where are you getting water?
Some people are getting it from the river. So those who got vehicles go out and get it for themselves. But you must understand, not everybody has vehicles. Not everybody has that privilege. So those who don't have those privileges, they literally have to go to the river to get the water.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for speaking to us. That was Permisha Chetty, one of the residents here. We spoke to her a couple of months ago when she was by the Umlazi River getting water. And this just tells Mfundo the dire situation that this community has been facing for the past 4 months. I can tell you that the last time we were here, we saw residents literally running and scrambling for water trucks in the area, running to get their space in those water trucks and, really trying their best to get a hold of water. We also saw residents digging, and getting water from manholes that were made in this particular community. But as far as the issue, we do know that the eThekwini Municipality has acknowledged that there is an issue in this community. They, of course, are advising at this particular point that residents need to boil their water for at least 1 minute before drinking it. But of course, as far as what exactly is the issue with the water, what exactly is causing this, I think we're still going to get more answers from eThekwini Municipality.
Hopefully they do give us the much needed answers. Mangoba, thank you very much for that update. That's reporter Mangoba Mkhunu out in KZN.